Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo-yo, welcome to Daily Discipline number 358. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Thank you very much. Hey, before we get into our content today, I got a couple of these little number things that you know I like. So check this out. 358, so you take 3 plus 5, you get 8. And the date, 10-9. 10 plus 9 equals 19. Kind of fun, huh? Our thought of the day is information is power. We'll get back to that in a minute. We've got some other things we've got to take care of first. So it's a hump day. Hump day! That's for you, Aunt Barb. Miss you, love you. It's the 9th day of our October. Interesting note about this day in history. I didn't write down the date, but this is the date that Oskar Schindler died. So Oskar Schindler is the guy that, they made the movie Schindler's List about. Dude saved like 1,200 Jews. He was a member of the Communist Party, but had a problem with the direction that it was going under Nazi leadership. And, life well lived, right? All right, first things first. I'm still the realist. You know what else I am? I'm listening, right? What I'm listening to is that I downloaded Audible on my new phone and started listening to a new book instead of trying to read it because I always fall asleep or lose the book or lose my place or whatever. And I should have done this years ago, but I didn't. I waited until yesterday. And so I'm listening to a book called The Great Game of Business. So far, so good. I love it. So stay tuned. My thank yous are that I'm alive today. Today, right? What made me think about this is I was watching I fell asleep early last night, so therefore I woke up wicked early, was watching, my favorite show, one of them, 60 Minutes. And they were interviewing the CEO of Land O'Lakes, right? You heard of them, make butter, shit like that. I didn't know this. Did you know that they were cooperative owned by a bunch of farmers? Me either. Did you know that as a Fortune 500, that their CEO is one of less than 1% of women that run Fortune 500 companies? I think I probably knew that. I didn't know that exactly. Here's the other thing you didn't know, probably. She's a lesbian, right? And so they were, as the lady from 60 Minutes was interviewing her, she's like, wow, you're lucky to be alive today, right? Instead of 50, she's like, no doubt, no doubt. She's like, and I've tried my best to just let that be a fact about me that people learn, not something that I lead with. I really don't want to talk about it because to me, it's just a family, just like anybody else's family. And what I was thinking about is, man, she's not the only one that's lucky to be alive today. We all are. So here's a couple of examples, right? Number one, this is not a political statement. I'm just saying I reject that whole make America great again today. I don't like what America used to be. I don't like it when we had slaves. I don't like it when we used to, rich old white guys used to be able to leverage everybody and just pay them off and force them to. I don't like any of that shit, right? So to me, the present is much better than the past, right? Are there things we got to work on? Hell yes, right? But we have access to information. People can't hide, right? We talked about this with that soccer coach, right? Where he'd been forever, right? All it took was one person to write his name into Google. Boom. Then it's out there. Then they catch him, right? So the access to information is greater. As society, we're becoming more tolerant and inclusive. We are, right? We still have what we hear about on the TV are the people on the fringes, right? We hear about them. Most of us are in the silent majority in the middle. And I'm like, look, it doesn't really bother me. Who am I to tell somebody else who they love, who they can spend the rest of their life with, that they can't have a job because of that's just stupid, right? And thankfully, almost all that stuff's gone. So anyway, my favorite example of why I'm happy to be alive today as opposed to, today is, my love of music. And I love to tell the story about trying to record a song on my cassette player where you had to push the record and play button at the same time. And you had to have the speaker next to the radio and you had to time it just right and guess that your song was coming. It's a whole ordeal, right? And then sometimes you got it right and you listen to your song so much, then you'd have like the cassette player would eat the tape and then you have to do tape surgery and all this shit. That's how it used to be, right? And it used to be $10 to buy a cassette tape where, if you went out, you can buy a whole album electronically for $6, $8, $9 now. So same price. Here's the difference, right? You don't have to do all that other nonsense. You don't have to go to the video store or to the, Best Buy or any of this. You can pull out your phone, and for years now, they've had this application called Shazam. There's a show on TV, and they play a song, and you guess it. Now, in real life, all you do is you hear a song, you're like, I like that. You hit the Shazam button and listens to it, pops up, says, here's your song. And then gives you all the, like, you want that on Google Play, you want that on Amazon Prime, you want that on Apple iTunes, literally. So you hear a song, you push a button, then you push another button, and then you have that song forever. And it's in your pocket all the time. That's way better than the other way, right? I'm just saying, make America great again. How about we just make America greater? How about that, right? Let's stop living in the past. And my thought of the day is information is power, right? Think about that, right? And this goes back to kind of what we were talking about a minute ago, that in the past, people in power, right, were able to withhold information and just leak what they wanted to and give us just tidbits of truth. And that shit doesn't work very well anymore, right? And so as the masses, as we become, look at the way we buy cars, we buy houses, we have access to information, and information is power, right? So what got me fired up about that was, just listening to this Great Game of Business. That's one of their core principles, is that people need to know what's going on at the company. They're never, the masses are never going to buy into let's make something greater unless they know the truth. Information is power, right? If you're not getting the information in a relationship that you're in, whether that's a work relationship, a personal relationship, a family relationship, and that other person is operating in secrecy, you got to wonder what they're hiding from you, right? I'll let you deal with that. I ain't got time for that nonsense. I got to go. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow on a Thirsty Thursday. Hope to see you then. Deuces.